Hello students, now we are going to start chapter number 4, that is Microsoft Excel 2016. So this is the introductory video of this chapter. First I will tell you the content of this chapter, what are the topics that will be covered in this chapter, and after that I will provide you a brief introduction of each and every topic, and in our next videos we will cover all the topics one by one practically, that how can we perform the actions using our computer and using Microsoft Excel 2016. So first we discuss what are the contents of this chapter. So chapter number 4 will cover the following topics. These are, the first topic is selecting cells. Second topic is entering numbers as text, entering date and time, changing cell contents, using undo and redo feature, inserting cells, columns and rows, deleting cells, columns and rows, changing row height and column width, copying and moving data, and the last topic of this chapter is using autofill and flash fill feature. So these are the topics that will be covered in this chapter. So first we start the introduction, a brief introduction of each and every topic. So first topic is selecting cells. So up to now you might have aware about Microsoft Excel 2016. In previous classes you must have studied about Microsoft Excel. So in Microsoft Excel different kinds of actions can be performed. So in these actions the first action is selecting cells. So cells are the basic building blocks of MS Excel, means these are the tiny blocks in which we can enter data. Data could be either text, numbers, date, etc., etc. So the question is, how can we select a specific cell in Microsoft Excel? So we can select cells in various ways, in numerous ways. For example, we can select the particular cell, we can select the combination of cells, means the continuous cells, these are called as adjacent cells, and we can also select the non-adjacent cells. So what is the meaning of this non-adjacent cells? The meaning of this non-adjacent cells is that these cells are not continuous, means not attached to one another. These are the separate cells. So we can select any individual cell, and we can also select adjacent, continuous and non-adjacent cells in MS Excel 2016 or in any version. So in our next videos we will discuss practically that how can we perform these different selections. So next topic is entering numbers as text. So what is the meaning of entering numbers as text? Suppose we enter any digit, for example 0 to 9 or any combination of these digits. So what is this? What do we call the combination of these digits? This is called as a number. So a specific number can be entered using keyboard, by using numeric keypad, or just by using the normal keyboard that we use in the upper row where the numbers are printed. We can type and enter the numbers. But this topic is entering numbers as text. So what does it mean? It means that how can we treat a number as a text? For example, we have our phone numbers and we have our roll numbers. So just imagine, have you ever seen that we have added two phone numbers? Can we multiply two phone numbers? Do we need any time to multiply the numbers? Or do we need to add two roll numbers anytime? No. So if we perform these kinds of actions, suppose we add two roll numbers, add two phone numbers, or multiply these two phone numbers, then this makes no sense. Means there is no sense of multiplying and adding roll numbers and phone numbers, etc. So but in Excel we have to enter the roll numbers and phone numbers also. So in some cases it may happen that this calculation can be performed. In some cases it could happen. So how to avoid these kinds of situations? So to avoid these kinds of situations, we have to convert these numbers. For example, the numbers like phone numbers and roll numbers, we have to convert it into text. So we can convert any number into text. So what can we do to convert a specific number into text? So that number could be treated as a text. So there is a simple solution, is that we have to add apostrophe in the starting of the number. So just add apostrophe in the starting of number, then that number will be considered as text. So suppose we have to add 0 in the starting of any number, then Excel will remove automatically this number, because 0 before the digit makes no sense in mathematics. So to retain this 0 in Excel, we have to use apostrophe in the starting of the number, then this number will be treated as text. So now we cannot add these numbers, we cannot multiply these numbers, means no mathematical calculation will be performed on these types of numbers. So actually now this is a text, not a number. So next is entering date and time. So you know that how we write date. Generally we write like this: date is today's 3 June 2020. So how do we write? We write 3/6, the month name, /year 2020. So this is the format that we generally use to write date. But you must have also seen that we can also write date like June 3, 2020. June 3, 2020. And we can also write 3 June 2020. So what are these? These are the various formats of entering date. So Excel support various kinds of date formats. We can enter different kinds of date format in Excel. So in practically we will learn in our next videos how can we enter date and time. Now changing cell contents. So changing cell contents means, suppose we have entered any data and it could be incorrect, so we can change this data. So how to change this data will be covered in this topic, and using undo and redo feature. So as I have discussed right now, that suppose we have entered any data, we have filled any data and this is incorrect, then how to go to the previous position, how to remove this action that we have performed right now. So there is an option that is called as undo, and suppose we know that it was right, someone told us that it was right. So what can we do to get the original content that we have removed right now. So we can use redo feature. You must have aware about the undo and redo in 2000 MS Word also. Now inserting cells, columns and rows. So as you know, there are different kinds, different rows and columns in MS Excel sheet. So we are entering data and we need some extra data after completing our sheet. Then we have to need some extra data. Then how can we do it? We will have to insert either any extra row in our sheet, or suppose we have to create some other columns, then we'll have to insert extra columns in our sheet. So how to insert row and columns and cells in our Excel sheet will be covered in the next videos. Practically we will learn about these. And next, deleting cells, columns and rows. So similarly, there are various ways in which we can remove the specific row, we can delete a specific cell, we can delete a specific column from our Excel sheet that we don't need. Okay, so next is changing row height and column width. Next topic is changing row height and column width. So suppose we have to enter data that is too large. So what will happen? Because we have the smaller cells, cell box is a small tiny block. So this large text will not be covered in the small text, in small box. So we need to enlarge it. We need to increase the dimensions of our cell. So how can we increase? How can we change the dimensions of our cell in MS Excel? We can do it. We can change it using two methods. There are two methods. First one is by changing row height. So there is no sense of row width because it comes under column. So if we are increasing perpendicular dimension of a cell, then that will be called as increasing row height. Okay, and second is, suppose we have to increase the second dimension, means horizontal dimension of the cell, then that will be called as changing column width. Okay, so now the size of the cell will be increased and the text will be covered that we have typed that was too large before. So this is the method, and practically we will learn in the next video. Now, copying and moving data. So what is the meaning of copying and moving data? So you must have learned in MS Word that copying means, the meaning of copy is to create another copy of the data and also to retain the original one. This is called as copying. Okay, means we have any data in any specific cell and we have to create another copy of this data. So what we have to do, we will have to use copy feature of MS Excel. So now there will be two copies, the original one and the copied one. Two copies will be there. And next, what is the meaning of moving data? So moving means the moving data from one place to another by just removing the original one. Means now we are taking the original data to another location. The data will not retain on the original position where it was earlier. So this is called as moving. Okay, copying means creating two copies, original and second the copied one, and in moving we move the complete data from one place to another. This is called as moving data. Now there is another topic, last topic, that is using autofill and flash fill feature. So use autofill and flash fill, these are the two important features which are time saving features of MS Excel. So what is the meaning of time saving? Means suppose we have to enter numbers from 1 to 100, then what we have to do? Do we need to write 1, 2, 3 up to 100? Or suppose we have to write numbers up to 1000, then what will happen? In this case, we'll require a lot of time for typing these numbers manually. And suppose we have to write day name, Sunday, after that Monday, up to repeating one. Suppose we are creating any calendar in MS Excel. So these processes are time consuming. So there can be another method of entering these data, these kinds of data which are repeating data. For example, tables and numbers and day's name, month's name, etc. So we can use autofill and flash fill feature. With the help of these features, we can create the multiple copies automatically by using MS Excel. So now we will study each and every topic practically in our next videos. So let's discuss later.